All right, so this next unit that we are going to be talking about is inequalities. Inequalities. So here we have inequality. And an inequality is a mathematical sentence showing the relationship between quantities that are not equal. So we've talked about equalities when x is equal to 4, right? Now these are inequalities. You have been messing with inequalities for a very, very long time. Very long time. You just may not have realized that those were inequalities. For example, if I said 5 is what of 8? 5 is less than 8. So I would put, this is an inequality symbol. Sometimes you may think of it as the alligator or the Pac-Man eats the bigger number or whatever. But we're in big kids school now, so therefore it is not bigger than. It is 5 is less than 8. This is a mathematical sentence. You must read it that proper way. What about this one here? I'm waiting for a hand. Sadie?
-2 is less than 3.
Okay, but we have to read it when we read it. Go ahead.
3 is more than -2.
Okay, you're correct, but instead of saying more, we want to say greater than. Okay, so 3 is greater than -2. Who reads this mathematical statement for me? Ethan?
-3 is less than 2.
-3 is less than 2. And this last one, Clayton?
9 is greater than 6.
9 is greater than 6. These right here are inequalities. They are not equal. 5 is not equal to 8, correct?
Yes.
So these are all inequality symbols. So let's come over here and let's review. It says, what does this symbol mean? This symbol right here. Now, I'm not going to lie. I always forget which one is which. So I have to picture in my mind having a number here and a number here. So let's come down here. How did I read this symbol? This was 5 is what? So that symbol means less than. So if that symbol means less than, what does this symbol mean?
Greater than.
Very good.
Oh, you recorded that.
All right, so it says write this inequality in words. Read this mathematical statement to me right here. Clayton?
2 is less than 5.
Very good. 2 is less than 5. So instead of having this long drawn out sentence like you would in English, us math people, we like to use symbols. So instead of writing this whole sentence out, we just use a bunch of symbols. So what about this one here? Joel?
7 is greater than 3.
Very good. 7 is greater than 3. So that's all a review, correct? You have used these type of symbols before, correct? Yes, no?
Yes.
All right. So now that we're in big kids school, now we're going to be using these same symbols, our less than and our greater than symbols, but now we're going to have a line underneath it. Does anybody know what that line may represent?
Division.
No. Good thinking, though. Good thinking. What do you think, Sadie?
Integers.
No.
Multiplication.
Okay, I'm gonna. So these symbols are a combination of an equal sign and the other inequality. So this symbol right here, when it has a line underneath it, means less than, which is what this part right here means, or equal to. Not opposite. It means it could be less than or it could be equal to it. We're going to discuss what those look like in just a little bit. So this one, this inequality would mean greater than or equal to. So what does it mean when I put a line underneath my inequality symbol like this? And it means or equal to. That's what that line underneath it means. So for example, if I said x, which is a variable, we don't know what x is greater than or equal to 4. That means x can be any number that is greater than 4, or x could be equal to 4. So that means x could be any number. It could be 4, it could be 5, it could be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and so forth. Because all of those numbers are greater than 4, and we also included 4, right? Yes?
Does it only work with like variables, or can you use it with other numbers? Because you said that it could be any number you needed. It kind of seems like you need like only that number.
So this would be an inequality solution is what this is called right here. Okay? So that means that our inequality says that I could choose any number I wanted to make this statement true as long as it was greater than or equal to 4. So I could have put 5 is greater than or equal to 4. But when we're using this type of inequality, normally we use it with a variable. All right, does it change anything about the inequality? Yes. It can include the number. Whereas without that line underneath there, it cannot include that. All right, so we're going to put this page on hold for just a second. I'm just going to move this out of the way because we're going to come back to it. And I want to bring up this page here that you should all have. This is just a quick visual of what each of the symbols is. So here is our, again, these are inequalities. This is my greater than, my less than, my greater than or equal to, my less than or equal to. All right, so here I have a problem that says x is greater than 15. So I'm going to go around and everybody's going to give